Good evening. A teenager has been killed in an attack in East Sussex.
A young life cut short.
That his loss is tragic to everyone who knew him.
A community in mourning. Hundreds of people, family, friends, even strangers turned out to pay their respects to Connor Saunders.
Our lives have been completely shattered.
Credit to the club, he was a credit to his family, everyone, you know. He was so polite and everything. Everyone loved him. He was tremendous.
My nephew, Connor Charles Edward Saunders, born 25th of March 1993. He was born at 3:04 in the morning. He was £9, 6 ounces born. On the 14th of April 2012, in between the time of 10:40 and 10:55, his life was taken by a single punch. Connor was 19 years and 20 days old. The boy that took his life was 2 weeks past his 14th birthday. This is how serious this is how significant this is, and this is how your life can change in a single second. After receiving a phone call at 1:30 in the morning from my sister telling me that Connor had been attacked and he was in intensive care, that I needed to be by his bedside, I arrived at the hospital. Now, going to a hospital is one thing, but an intensive care unit is something quite different. And when I entered in, I knew that I had entered hell.
Connor's whole family were by his side when they were told he wasn't going to make it.
The sights that I saw will live with me forever, but the comforting fact that every single one of Connor's family and friends were by his bedside, each telling Connor how much they loved him, how much he meant to them and will forever mean to them, and how much they will forever love him. And I owe this to Connor to tell his story, not just to him, but try and stop this from happening to other people as well. It's the reason why I started up Connor's Helping Hand. It's very, very symbolic and very significant. When Connor was pronounced forever asleep, and he went down and he saved 5 people's lives with his organs and enhanced the life of one other. 5 imprints of his hands were taken, each one of them unique, each one of them different, with the amount of ink put on his hand and the amount of pressure applied. I have one, his mum and dad have one, his nan has one, his brother has one, and his sister has one. This is why this is Connor's Helping Hand. It was a hand that took Connor's life, but it's also a hand that can help you to make the right choices.
Superb.
Incredible, incredibly moving.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
Brilliant. Very emotional. Very, very emotional.
Emotive. I don't think at one stage I had a lump in my throat. I think my eyes were welling up as well as everybody else that was sitting there.
Outstanding. Outstanding is the only word I can use. It kept everyone within that workshop gripped. It was clear that from the applause at the end that people were very, very impressed by the workshop that had been given by Jamie.
The element of youth violence that I deal with is the weapons in which we carry with us every single second of the day, and that's our fists. Because I'm here to tell you about how severe and the consequences of throwing a single punch can indeed be.
Just hit a nerve for me, and it was so emotional to see what a family could go through.
I don't think there was anybody in the audience who wasn't moved, and I think if one of Connor's legacies, I know that every time that that's delivered, Connor comes back alive.
Because I deal with reason and excuse. Now, reason and excuse are very, very different. Now, when I'm speaking to young offenders, and I'm speaking to pupils, and I'm speaking to prisoners, they will give me what they deem to be a good reason. Now, a reason is, sorry, I can't come into school today, I can't come into work today, I've got a sickness bug. If I come in, I'm going to infect other people, it's not going to be pretty. Yeah, that's a good reason. But people will then hold up an excuse, and what an excuse is a coward's way out of trying to get out of verbally what they've acted themselves into.
What I found refreshing was the whole issue about, instead of accepting excuses or looking for reasons behind the act, look at what's happening and let's face the truth and the reality of the act and get that person to realise what they've done.
I think this is something that young people need to see themselves. It's all right for us as people helping and supporting young people to listen to it. You know, we know what that sort of effects, I suppose, it can have. But for the young people themselves, they don't realise, I don't think, what their consequences of their actions could be.
I say to him, how about if someone come up and really pushed you, like with force? Oh, well, I'd come back at them. Why? You now know that a punch can kill. Would you still do it? Well, he's intimidating me, isn't he? I said, even once that push occurs and you go back, you've still got a choice. You yourself have got a choice. If you stop, you've got a 50-50 of whether this situation continues or ends. But a 50-50 chance is better than a 100% chance of it carrying on. Because if you come back with violence, it's only going to be met with violence. Back and forth. And the outcome, as we say, as we've seen, can be death.
I think it's extremely important. I would encourage others to, in every school, in every college, throughout Wales, throughout England, throughout Scotland, throughout Ireland, get it in, throughout America or anything else, this issue that kids have about self-image and about being hard and the impact it can have not on obviously other people's lives as it was with Connor, but also on their own lives.
I think this should be out for any age group, any organisations, because I think it can affect anyone.
Because I would sincerely hope that those organisations that do get to see that workshop, that do get to see the passion and the belief in what Jamie is saying, that they will then use Jamie to actually do workshops with the young people where it really should be targeted. They would see this workshop and understand how much their organisations, how much their young people could benefit from having Jamie to actually work with them directly.
I guarantee young people who are very high-end, if they came in on a session with Jamie, by the time they leave that door, they'd be different
I
young
completely
people.
agree with Charlotte. That's exactly what I'd say. I think it's, you know, you can have a PowerPoint presentation, you can have somebody saying, oh, this is what's happened, but it's just the way Jamie delivers it and he engages you in it, and I think it's somebody like that you need that will get that message across to the young people, because he's down to earth, he's kind of at the level, to the point. He doesn't, you know, sugarcoat it, and I just think I'm going to try and book him as soon as I can.